Washington, D.C.'s Cherry Blossom Festival. A stunning spring travel guide every spring. Something extraordinary happens in the nation's capital. For just a brief window, sometimes no longer than a week, Washington, D.C. transforms into a living watercolor. Clouds of pale pink drift along the water's edge, petals dance in the breeze, and the city, known for power and politics, pauses to celebrate beauty. This is the Cherry Blossom Festival, one of America's most breathtaking seasonal spectacles. But beyond the photographs and postcard views lies a deeper story, a story of friendship, of renewal, and of a gift that has connected two nations for more than a century. Today, on Krosstrail, we take you inside Washington, D.C.'s Cherry Blossom Festival, not just to see it, but to truly experience it. When should you visit? Where are the best hidden viewing spots? How do you avoid the overwhelming crowds? And what makes this festival so unforgettable? Stay with us as we explore one of the most beautiful spring journeys in the United States. Chapter 1. The gift that started it all. Long before the crowds, before the festivals, before the camera shutters, there was a gift. In 1912, Japan sent over 3,000 cherry trees to Washington, D.C. They were not just plants. They were symbols. A gesture of friendship between nations, an offering of peace, a reminder that even across oceans, cultures can bloom together. First Lady Helen Taft and the wife of the Japanese ambassador planted the first 2 trees along the Tidal Basin, trees that still stand today. Imagine the moment, no massive ceremony, no global headlines. Just 2 women, planting roots for a tradition that would outlive them both. Over the decades, the trees flourished. And slowly, what began as a diplomatic gesture became a national treasure. Today, more than 1 million visitors travel here each spring to witness the blossoms. Yet despite the crowds, the trees still whisper the same quiet message: beauty is meant to be shared. Chapter 2. Why the blossoms captivate us. Why are people so drawn to cherry blossoms? After all, they bloom for such a short time. Maybe that's exactly the point. In Japanese culture, the blossoms represent mono no aware, the gentle sadness that comes from recognizing life's impermanence. They remind us that nothing lasts forever, and that is what makes each moment precious. When the trees reach peak bloom, typically in late March or early April, the transformation feels almost surreal. Bare branches suddenly explode into color. Entire walkways turn pink. The air carries a faint, sweet fragrance. Even the sunlight seems softer. For many visitors, the experience is emotional in ways they didn't expect. Some come after long winters, hungry for warmth and color. Others arrive during major life transitions, graduations, engagements, new careers. And standing beneath the blossoms, they feel something shift. A sense of renewal. A quiet optimism. As if spring itself is offering a fresh beginning. Chapter 3. Timing your visit perfectly. If you want to experience the Cherry Blossom Festival at its best, timing is everything. The National Park Service predicts peak bloom each year, defined as the moment when roughly 70% of the Yoshino cherry trees are open. But nature doesn't follow calendars. A warm winter can trigger early blooms. A cold snap can delay them. Rain and wind can shorten the display dramatically. So what's the smart strategy? Plan flexibility into your trip if you can. Monitor bloom forecasts. And remember, even if you miss peak bloom by a few days, the experience is still magical. Pro tip for travelers: arrive early in the morning. Not just early, sunrise early. For about an hour, the city feels hushed. The water is still. Joggers pass quietly. Photographers set up tripods in near silence. Then, almost suddenly, the crowds arrive. By late morning, the pathways pulse with energy. It's exciting, but vastly different from those tranquil dawn moments. So if you crave serenity, set that alarm. You won't regret it. Chapter 4. The Tidal Basin. DC's most iconic spring walk. If the Cherry Blossom Festival has a heart, it beats around the Tidal Basin. This 2-mile loop delivers some of the most recognizable spring views in America. On one side, delicate blossoms lean toward the water. Across the basin rises the Jefferson Memorial, white marble glowing behind curtains of pink. Walking here feels cinematic. Every turn reveals another perfect frame. Couples pose for engagement photos. Families spread blankets for picnics. Artists attempt to capture the fleeting colors before they vanish. But here's something many visitors don't realize: you don't have to walk the entire loop at once. Slow down. Pause often. Look upward. Some of the most beautiful perspectives are overhead, sunlight filtering through layers of petals. And if you're lucky enough to catch a light breeze, you may witness the phenomenon locals call cherry blossom snow. Petals spiral downward, softly covering the ground. For a moment, the world feels weightless. Chapter 5. Escaping the crowds. Yes, the festival is stunning. But it is also popular. Very popular. So where can you go when the basin gets overwhelming? One of the best alternatives is the U.S. National Arboretum. Here, the pace changes completely. Wide open spaces replace packed walkways. Instead of navigating crowds, you hear birds. Instead of traffic, wind through branches. The historic Capitol columns rising among spring blooms add an unexpected grandeur. Bring coffee. Find a quiet bench. Let the morning unfold slowly. Another excellent escape is East Potomac Park. Locals love it, and many tourists overlook it. Long tree-lined roads make it ideal for biking. You can ride beneath tunnels of blossoms, pink archways stretching overhead. It's romantic. peaceful, and wonderfully photogenic. Sometimes, the best travel experiences happen just beyond the obvious stops. Chapter 6. Festival Energy. More than just flowers while the blossoms are the stars, the festival itself is a cultural celebration. For several weeks, Washington, D.C. fills with events that honor both American and Japanese traditions. There's the Kite Festival, where the sky becomes a canvas of color. The Grand Parade, lively, musical, impossible not to smile at. Art shows, performances, and culinary events appear across the city. You might stumble upon taiko drumming, watch traditional dance, or sample spring-inspired treats from local vendors. Even neighborhoods far from the basin join the celebration. Restaurants craft seasonal menus. Bakeries decorate pastries in shades of pink. Shop windows bloom with floral displays. The entire city leans into spring. And visitors feel it. That contagious lift in mood, that sense of shared joy. Travel, at its best, connects us, not just to places, but to each other. And during cherry blossom season, that connection is everywhere. Chapter 7. Capturing the perfect photo. You don't need professional gear to take stunning cherry blossom photos. What you do need is awareness of light. Golden hour, shortly after sunrise or before sunset, produces soft illumination that flatters the petals. Midday light can be harsh, washing out subtle pink tones. Try framing monuments through branches. Experiment with low angles. Let petals fill the foreground. And remember, sometimes the best shot isn't the grand landscape, it's a single blossom. Perfect. Temporary. Detailed. Also, put the camera down occasionally. Not every moment needs documentation. Some are meant simply to be felt. Chapter 8. Smart travel strategies. A little preparation makes a big difference. Public transportation is your friend. Parking becomes extremely limited during peak bloom, and road closures are common. Wear comfortable shoes. You will walk more than you expect. Layer your clothing. Spring weather in DC can shift quickly from crisp mornings to warm afternoons. And if you suffer from seasonal allergies, don't forget medication. One more tip seasoned travelers swear by: book accommodations early. Hotels fill fast once bloom predictions are announced. Planning ahead ensures you spend less time stressing, and more time wandering beneath the blossoms. Chapter 9. Why this journey stays with you long after the petals fall. Visitors remember how the experience made them feel. Maybe it was the quiet of sunrise. Maybe it was laughter during a picnic. Maybe it was a proposal beneath blooming branches. The Cherry Blossom Festival isn't just something you see. It's something you carry home. A reminder to slow down. To notice beauty. To embrace fleeting moments. Because like the blossoms, life moves quickly. and the most extraordinary scenes rarely last forever. Closing one day, the trees will bloom again. They always do. And when they do, Washington, D.C. will once more transform into a place where nature, history, and humanity meet in a wash of pink. So whether this journey is already on your bucket list, or newly discovered today, consider this your invitation. Come in spring. Walk beneath the blossoms. Feel the season change around you. And experience a tradition more than a century in the making. This is Krosstrail, where every path tells a story. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more immersive travel experiences, and until the next journey, keep exploring.